All right, the division, right? Excuse the background noise. I'm outside. Oh, okay. But let's see. I beat the division, right? Okay. My partner. I bought the game from my partner first, right? Cause he was all into it. He was hyped for it from the jump. So he gets the game. He hyped for it. He says it's great. He's like, man, you should get online so we can play together. And I'm like, man, I'm not finna spend that money on that game, man. But anyway, he bought the game for me, right? So I'm like, cool. I bought it for him. He bought it for me. So we play the game together from time to time. But I do have to say that I did complete the game, all totally multiplayer, right? Because I played it online the entire time. People join my party. I join other people's party to accomplish stuff. Whatever. Game is beat, right? So I'm like, yo, I tried a Dark Zone, and it don't really interest me at all, right? Because I'm like, I already beat the game. All the stuff in the game was good enough for me to beat the game with. All the loot, treasure, and whatever else you found in the game, it was good enough to beat it with, so I was straight. I didn't see any reason or point for me to go into the Dark Zone, right? And so I guess a lot of games like this, people stay for the end game where they just grind and get the best loot, the best gear, and this, that, and the other. But me, I'm sitting here like, why? Why even do that? Because it's nothing to accomplish. If you already beat the game, what's the point in getting the best this or the best vest, the best shoulder pads, the best shotgun, or better, not best, but better? Because it doesn't make sense to me. It's why? It's nothing else to accomplish. You've already accomplished the point of the game. The point of the game to me is to beat it, to accomplish all the objectives that get you to the credits of the game, and then that's it. Now, that's me, man. I guess I'm old school like that, but that's how it's always. I ain't gonna say always, but that's how it's been mostly. Now, I'm gonna compare it to like a RPG, like Final Fantasy, like let's say 7, 8, or 9 or something like that, right? Their formula. You ain't gotta be level 100 to beat the final boss, but you gotta be pretty up there to beat them. The final bosses are tough enough to where you need to have pretty decent stats, skills, summons, and what have you to beat them, right? But they had those additional bosses, man. That's like, you know what? If the final boss ain't tough enough for you, let's give you this extra challenge to let you really mastered the game. Cause you ain't finna go and fight these extra 2-3 bosses the same way you fight the final boss, because the extra 3 ones are way tougher. So you got to go through, grind extra hard to get to level 100, get the extra summons, the final weapons, the ultimate weapons, the extra experience stuff, everything else that's extra that's needed to take on the extra bosses. Now, to me, the extra bosses make that grind to get to 100, to level 100 or higher or whatever, worth it. The division doesn't have anything like that for me, to keep me involved. It's just like you beat the game and that was it. That was it for me, man. It wasn't no point in me going and doing the Dark Zone and any of that. And so that's where I think its fatal flaw is in its design, is that there's nothing for someone like me to do after they beat the game. Or they could have just made the end boss that much more difficult, or the lead up to, because some games do have final bosses that's like, yo, you gotta have every damn thing that you can find in the game to take on the final boss. So some games are like that, which would have been cool. They could have made the game a little longer and just made the bosses a little harder. So you really got to be on your shit with your character to take them on. That would have been cool. I would have took that, man. But it didn't work like that for me. So that's just it for me, man. I'm done. But for those of you that rock with games like that, like Diablo or whatever, where you beat the game and then you just stick around the grind for loot or whatever it is you grind for, that's fine, man. That's what that stuff's there for those types of gamers. I'm not tripping about that, but I'm just saying, for me, man, I would like to have a reason to stick around and do those things in the game. I just don't feel it. But it's a good game from start to actually finishing the game, like the actual ending, the actual last boss, that helicopter. That's cool. But the rest, nah, man, they can keep that trash. They need to put some more something in there to keep me really wanting to play it. But anyway, that's just my opinion, man. And thank you for listening and watching. Subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Like the video if you like it. And please post a comment, man. Maybe someone who says something cool might get me back into the game. You know what I'm saying? But thanks anyway. Peace. I'm out.